Hello, and welcome to Cemetery Stories, Capital Connections Edition, Season 3. I'm your host, Capital Eric, and I'm a tour guide here at Sacramento Historic City Cemetery, as well as the California State Capitol Museum, a unit of California State Parks, just up the road. And today I'd like to tell you about one of our permanent residents here at the cemetery, someone who is connected in life or in death with the state capitol or federal or local government. Now, you caught me right in the middle of my reading time. My latest volume from the state library, recommended by the state librarian himself, is all about symbols you might see in a cemetery. Did you know a closed book on a tombstone might symbolize the end of life? Books might also symbolize the deceased's occupation in life, or simply a love of books or a good education. Would you like to see what's next? Read on, McDuff. That's a good one.
There's little to note or long remember about our next resident, William. He was born in 1797 in New York. His father was killed in a duel in 1804. He didn't finish his education at West Point and had an unremarkable career in the military during the Indian Wars. He was a member of the Wisconsin Territorial Assembly, but did little to stand out. In 1843, he lost an election to become a delegate to the U.S. Congress representing territorial Wisconsin. An attempt to get elected as a member to the Wisconsin Constitutional Convention in 1848 also ended in defeat. Having little success in politics, he turned to mining, but his operation was called shabby and unpromising. Perhaps a change of scenery from Wisconsin to California would improve his fortunes, and so he moved here in 1849. He almost immediately regretted that decision, but didn't regret it for long, as he died the next year at the age of 53, most likely of cholera. Let's just say that no one will ever write an award-winning Broadway musical about William. Despite all this, he now rests at the center of a lovely garden area of Sacramento Historic City Cemetery that bears his name. His grave is marked with a sizable stone that features a bas-relief image in profile. Now, William didn't get such a lovely resting place because of anything he did. He rests in Hamilton Square because of who his father was, the man who was killed in a duel in 1804 when William was only 6. The bas-relief image on William's stone is not of William, but that of his father, first Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton. William's body had been disinterred from another location in this cemetery and reburied here in an attempt to sell plots in a relatively empty section. Who wouldn't want to be buried near the son of American patriot Alexander Hamilton? As you can see by the number of stones crowded here in Hamilton Square, William finally succeeded in doing something.
Well, that closes the book on another chapter of Cemetery Stories, Capital Connections Edition, Volume 3. I'm your host, Capital Eric, and it's been my pleasure telling you a little bit about City Cemetery as well as the state capitol. Now, unfortunately, during the pandemic, the California State Capitol Museum, a unit of California State Parks, is closed to the public. City Cemetery remains open for a solitary stroll or some quiet contemplation. But remember, keep up the social distancing, wash your hands, because it is better to be 6 feet apart than 6 feet under. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Goodbye.